Hi, this is Tom, your Florida realtor. I sit on the board of advisors for my office, having been in real estate for over 14 years full time. A lot of agents come into the field, they're very new, and that's fine. You want to take a shot, I've got no problem with it. I'll help you out any way that I can. Even if you're not in my office, you have a question or concern, give me a call, shoot me an email, drop a comment down below, I'll be happy to help. But one of the questions that pops up is, what's more important, the agent or the office? Well, obviously a good agent it's a no-brainer of a question, right? Having a good agent is important. But then the question came up, well, and people will respond and they'll say, yeah, well, the agent's way more important than the office. Let me ask you a couple of questions. One, you're going to buy real estate or you're going to sell real estate. You want a good agent or a bad agent or a so-so agent? Obvious answer, you want a good agent, right? So ask questions. How long have they been in business? That is a key question. What is their productivity? Do they sell 100 homes a year or 10? Most people will think if you sell 100 homes a year, that's a better agent. Not necessarily so. The reason being, if you're only selling 10, you may get more personal information, more personal attention. So have a conversation, find out what that agent's about. The next question is, well, what about the office? When I first started my real estate career 13, 14 years ago, I worked in an office that was in business 30, 40 years. But every time I walked in the door, the first question would be, you work for who? Never heard of them. Having a reputable office name is important. Now, I happen to work at RE/MAX. I'm proud to say that I work at RE/MAX. That doesn't mean a boutique real estate office down the road is any better or any worse. But let me ask you this question. Do you want a good real estate office to stand behind that agent, or you want a so-so real estate office to stand behind that agent? Obviously, the answer is you want a good office. How do you know? Talk to the broker. I'm amazed at how many of my clients, when they're surprised, hi, this is my broker, Jocelyn. She's been in the business for 20 plus years. I think that carries some weight. But what's more important is that everybody expects real estate transactions to go smoothly. Let me ask you, if you have an agent and that agent is guiding you through your transaction of either buyer or selling, and it goes south or there's a problem, what do? If you have an agent that has led you into a problem, more than likely you're going to be referred to the broker. So having an experienced broker and a good office can help you if you run into problems. So my answer when a new agent asks me, is it more important to have a good agent or a good office? The answer is both. If you have a poor or a so-so office and you don't know, take that into consideration when selecting that agent. If you have a good agent with a so-so office, not so sure you should go down that road. The answer is simple. Have a good, knowledgeable, experienced, full-time real estate agent. Have an office that has been established and is around and has a good, experienced broker. A good office and a good agent can almost guarantee you that your transaction as a sale or buy will run smoothly. But sometimes things happen that are totally unanticipated and you can't see coming. What happens if a house has a fire and you're under contract? What happens if one of the participants dies? What happens if somebody gets a burr in their butt and they want to sue? We live in a litigious society. You need to have a good agent and you need to have a good office. So if you have any questions or concerns, give me a call, 239-313-9209, 239-313-9209, or just visit my site, southwestfloridareal-estate.com. Don't forget that dash. And reach out, send me an email, and I'll answer your question. Always there, happy to help. Even if you're not a buyer or a seller, if you have an agent with a question, give me a call. Talk to you soon, guys. Have a good day.